You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers for March 10th through the 14th. We've got Victor seething, Claire pushing, and Holden plotting. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down and click that subscribe button. As we always do on early edition day, we are going to start with what's happening the rest of this week, and that starts on Wednesday, March 5th. So Victor runs into Jack, and he's at the GCAC. They're both there with their wives, and Victor is talking about his idiot brother, Billy. That's a really nice thing to say. Starting a communications company, and he's telling Jack that Billy is a stain on John Abbott's reputation, just being real nasty. And Jack and Diane realize that somebody has leaked the information about the launch of this new company. Not a lot of people know it, and it's definitely a secret that's being held internally at Jabot, and they know somebody has run their mouth, and Diane and Jack are wondering whether it could be Phyllis. And Jack also suggests to Victor that they make a deal. They're going to just leave Claire and Kyle alone, leave them out of whatever animosity is between them. But of course, Victor is raging. He's not going to do it. He doesn't want Kyle anywhere near his granddaughter. Nikki and Diane both try and lobby, but of course, Victor is in a snit. He's not going to agree at all. Later, Nikki asks Victor to just please call a truce with Jack before things go too far. And that's where Victor wants them to go, is too far. So no, he's not going to back down no matter what she says. Billy, meanwhile, runs into Adam and Chelsea at Crimson Lights, and she's watching them antagonizing each other, not enjoying it at all, not a fan. And she's wondering exactly if it's just that old rivalry or if it has something to do with Billy being with Sally now. Adam accuses Billy of coming after him in Newman Media, so Adam clearly also knows about the launch of his company. Billy claps back, they trade insults, and then when Adam goes to take a call, Billy starts bugging Chelsea and asking her questions about her personal life and if she is getting back involved with Adam. She doesn't think it's any of Billy's business, but he just doesn't want to see Chelsea hurt. Adam is very annoyed by the way Billy is talking about him when he comes back in, and Chelsea just says, please stop bickering. And then after Billy goes, she is wondering if Adam may still be hung up on Sally, and that's why he's worked up at Billy, and he says no. And they both kind of confirm, all right, we're fine. I'm over Sally, you're over Billy. We need to just take this at face value and stop questioning things. Meanwhile, Jack drops by Billy's place to talk about the leak and who may have let this information out. Billy is rushing out a press release to announce the launch of Abbottcom because word is out already. And Sally is there helping Billy since Phyllis isn't around to do it. And Billy leaves one more concerned voicemail for Phyllis, wondering where she is and asking her to call him. Thursday, March 6th, Nikki is very worried about Claire after this showdown at the GCAC, where Victor made it very clear that he is not going to tolerate Claire and Kyle being together. She knows that there's trouble in the wind, and so Nikki's going to give Claire some advice. You know, maybe it's listen to your granddad because it's not worth the fight, or maybe it's listen to your heart, do what you want, and Victor will adjust. And Kyle has to kind of put his foot down to some extent with Summer. He's setting up some boundaries. I am taking this spoiler with a grain of salt because the last time they had a setting boundaries spoiler, it was just Audra asking Holden to step away from the table while she and Sally finished her conversation. That's not really setting boundaries. And of course, Summer is very worked up about Phyllis being missing, and she just told Nick that she and Chance are definitely over. It is not going to happen. So she may be trying to lean in towards Kyle. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Summer tried to leverage the drama of her mom being missing to get closer to him, something like that. And Devon has a bunch of questions for Lily about Damien. And you know, she had Victor pull info. She is still following up with this investigation, but She's also seeing him in a situation where Damien thinks they're dating and Lily makes it clear they're not. And I think Devon wants to know, is it one? Is it the other? What are you doing? You know, Nate doesn't like this. So we need to tread carefully, but still protect the family. Friday, March 7th, Jack promises something to Summer. And again, you know, he smells in the wind. This Newman versus Abbott war is coming into a new phase because Victor just can't let anything lie. And he may be warning her about it. And he also may be promising that, you know, he won't let what's happening with Victor affect Summer's relationship with the Abbotts because they are on good terms with her. And, you know, he may want to hear what's going on with Phyllis. We'll see. Victor slaps Claire with an ultimatum by the end of the week. And I'm sure it is, you know, dump Kyle, forget him, find another guy. You can't date a dirtbag Abbott, that kind of stuff. He's going to come at her pretty hot, pretty hard. And Claire's not going to take it. I don't see her backing down in any way, shape, or form. She survived Jordan. She can survive Victor, right? Audra and Holden are scheming on Friday, and that could be risky if Nate walks up on them and sees them, you know, talking, since he knows that they dated, but he doesn't know nearly the extent of their relationship. And this scheming may be about Damien and Amy. It may be something to do with their past and Tucker. Going into the week of March 10th through the 14th, Nate is suspicious of Holden, and with good reason. You know, the guy wants Audra back, and I expect that he may try and blow up her relationship with Nate. It sounds like back when Holden and Audra were together that he wanted to stay with her. Audra was the one who walked away, and back then she was in her I don't do relationships thing, and now she is open to it, and so Holden may want her to explore that with him instead of Nate. Adam is very pleased with how well things are moving forward with Chelsea. I'm sure Connor is going to be ecstatic that they're doing this reunion thing. We're also going to see Adam and Victor checking in next week, scheming about Billy, this new company launch, and how to come against the Abbotts. Adam, as usual, is perfectly willing to trash Billy, but he's not going to take any direct hits at Jack, and that may bother Victor fresh off him getting some sass and pushback from Claire. And, you know, Victor basically revealed that they have an inside source by taunting Jack, which wasn't the best move because now Jack's on a high alert and he may be going through and purging people from Glissade or something like that. And Nikki taking Claire's side isn't going to sit well with Victor, and she's definitely still pushing for a truce. Billy Abbott is increasingly worried about Phyllis after that conversation with Daniel and after his most recent urgent message doesn't get returned. And the good thing is Sally's helping him out in Red's absence, but there's obviously so much more to it. Phyllis and Sharon's families get increasingly more worried. Lily's not going to stay away from Damien no matter what Nate said. Nick is trying to keep a cool head with Sharon and Phyllis missing, and we are very close to finding out who is holding them captive. I just did a video about that the other day, and I'm still leaning towards Michael. I think this is a benevolent kidnapping, but we'll find out. Amy should be going to see the oncologist and may have an update on her leukemia, and Jack, Diane, and Kyle are going to plot some retaliation against Victor.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.